saying sounds important.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Well, the disturbing video that we showed you last night might not be the only video that was shot in this controversial case.
The investigator Tom Meyer has more tonight with part 2 of his exclusive investigation.
Why did you decide to talk with me? I don't want this to happen to somebody else.
Greg Steffi and his wife Hope are suing the Stark County Sheriff, accusing deputies of using excessive and outrageous force, an allegation the sheriff denies. But Steffi says this video, shot by deputies and obtained by Channel 3 News, speaks for itself. This case got started with a call to 911 for help. Greg's wife was injured when a cousin assaulted her. When she had someone call the Stark County Sheriff, her troubles got worse. A lot worse. They say a deputy was confused when he arrived at the location where the attack occurred. They say he began treating the injured Steffi not as the victim, but as the troublemaker.
He proceeded to pick her up off the ground and slam her onto the ground.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Women were reportedly being raped by the Toronto police. That was in the news today. A giant armada of U.S. and Israeli ships was openly saying they may nuke Iran. That's what I read in the news today. I read in the news today that a congressional delegation is being blocked from being able to go down and see what's happening in the Gulf. Why don't they just ignore Obama and do what they want? He can't tell them that. You know, the government says I have to have permission to breathe, so I'm going to stop breathing. And you turn purple and die because the government said so. I mean, the government says I've got to pay a carbon tax to breathe. They're actually doing that now, so I better do it. Since when do we let these arrogant packs of criminals who dress in fancy suits sit up there and tell us we're all scum and that we're their property? Let's go back now to the calls because I'm about to get into a bunch of news here. Let's finish these calls quick. Joe in Texas, you're saying, I guess from what you say, you're training police. That's the gist of what I got, and that they're all telling you they're having ammo shortages. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And they're saying that certainly the cops in Texas are forced to limit the amounts they can order, or rather the amount, or complaining about the ammo supply. Manufacturers have not completely caught up to demand. And I do feel like you, Alex, from what I've listened to you and learned and spread the word to my family and their friends, that this is a government thing. I know that Remington is still in Arkansas making ammunition, and there's places, and that's probably what's still holding what little tiny bit of our economy's left. And, you know, the things that are made in America still. And I do feel
that's what Violence Policy Center and others have said. They said, we're going to shut down the gun industry by suing them and by prosecuting them and the ammo. And now Schwarzenegger got the law passed where all guns sold in California must stamp a number on the shell casing when you pull the trigger. And then that will make, basically, gun manufacturers won't be able to make guns because there's a very expensive patent for it that are just sold in California. I mean, they're destroying our Second Amendment. Look, Sotomayor swore that she would uphold the Second Amendment and believed it was an individual right just, 6-8 months ago. And then she voted to ban guns in the ruling that came down Monday, but thank God she was overruled. She called for a complete gun ban, 4 to 9, 4 to 5 out of the 9. But in the majority decision, it now says, well, the government can still restrict under law. So it's not really a complete victory. In fact, I see it as an overall defeat. But very, very suspicious, Joe. I appreciate your call. I know this. I mean, ammo is at least double what it was in the past. And I go in and try to buy regular cartridges. And they don't have them at a lot of places. And then they'll be sold out at a local gun shop. So I'll go to Academy and they won't have what I need. So about a year ago, I went ahead and went into Walmart just to see if it was true, really. And they wanted my name, my driver's license, all this stuff. They were going to put it in a database. And I just said, you know what, forget it. But John in Texas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
I think I remember. I think it was under Clinton. I was reading in the paper that the Army ammunition plants that they used to make, the government made the ammunition for the Army. They were shutting them all down.
Yes, and there were a few left under Bush, and then Obama shut them completely down. And they don't allow us to import ammo. They stopped letting the Army sell its brass to reloaders, big companies. So that increased prices. Go ahead.
Most of the ammunition I've seen that for sale is all coming from Russia. 223 and
there were
AK.
giant stockpiles brought in the 80s and 90s, and they may have changed the regulation, but for a while, Obama, because it was outside of law, he was just using regulations, was stopping ammo and foreign guns from coming in. Hell, they're seizing airsoft plastic BB guns now that are coming into the West Coast.
Yeah, I know. You know, Alex, what I wanted to really talk about was, the World War II generation is almost gone. I'm a baby boomer. I was born in '49. I'm 60 years old now. When we're gone, nobody in this country is going to realize the freedoms we used to have. They're going to think that what's going on today has always been normal, you know. The reason I'm talking about this, about that kid that went to school with the toy soldiers on his hat, you know, and they kicked him out. Well, when I was in elementary school in the 1950s, we always took toy soldiers to school. We used to take toy guns to school and play cowboys and Indians out on the playground. We used to take jackknives to school, Boy Scout jackknives, and nothing was ever said about it.
My dad took his shotgun to school, and he was in a pretty big rural school, and put it in his locker. They would ride on the school buses with 22s and shotguns. They never had school shootings. We were not a domesticated, castrated population. And when the United States went to war, people were in deep trouble because in Europe they hadn't had guns for hundreds of years and didn't know how to use them, even if they'd been trained.